do better today. Yesterday, Sam got the question wrong and then turned around and criticized the question master. I don't know how I felt about that, as DiGiorgio takes strike one on the outside corner. All right, let's get into it. So yesterday, Peyton Burdick hit his 4th home run of the season. And if we flash back to opening day, he became one of just a handful of Cape League players to hit a home run in his first Cape League at-bat. So the question is, which other Cape League legend turned MLB legend joins Bird on the selective list? The 1-1 to DiGiorgio, low ball 2. Is it A, Carlton Fisk out of Orleans, B, Jeff Bagwell out of Chatham, C, Jeff Kent right here in Cotuit, or D, Frank Thomas, also an Orleans Firebird? 3-1 now the count to DiGiorgio. So which other Cape League legend turned MLB legend joins Bird on the list of hitting a home run on your first Cape League at-bat? 3-1, turned foul, left side, full count. Fisk, Bagwell, Kent, Thomas. Is this a good question, Sam?
It's a great question.
Thank you.
I love it. Very accessible, Cape League-centric, highlights a Cotuit player and Burdick. You're covering all the bases, my friend.
Checking
I'm
the
not
boxes.
bitter about yesterday. Here I am. I got a chance to get it right.
It's a new day.
It's a new day. Interesting list of players, all very good. A couple of Astros there with Bagwell and Kent.
Here comes the 3-2 to DiGiorgio. He taps it into right field. A base hit just past Corey Wood at second, and Danny DiGiorgio with the 4th base knock of the ball game for Bourne, and the leadoff man is aboard in the top of the 6th.
Well, Bourne is not going to go down without a fight. I'll tell you that much. 1-0 ball game. You know that the Braves are pretty desperate in last place of the Western Division. No, they need a late push, a late spark, and it has to start today for them if they want to have any chance of making the postseason. The Kettleers taking a lead. It's up to Seth Schumann and the defense here to try and hold it down pat.
Here's the leadoff man, Tyler Fitzgerald. First to pickoff attempt. Fitzgerald, the shortstop out of Louisville. 0 for 2 today, and he's got a runner at first. All right, let's hear the thought process. You got 4 MLB All-Stars, 3 Hall of Famers on this list. Here's the pitch to Fitzgerald, and it gets through the 5-hole of Garrett Woolforth. As his helmet flies off, Danny DiGiorgio flies into second. So a free pass and now a runner in scoring position for Bourne.
Carlton Fisk is enticing. Bagwell, they're all enticing. I could see you doing Jeff Kent because you've thrown in a couple of Cotuit players in there, but they're usually never the answer to these questions. And I feel like maybe today you try and catch me thinking in that mindset to try and pass up Jeff Kent, and Jeff Kent's the answer.
An interesting thought.
So I'm thinking hard about Jeff Kent, letter C.
Corners pinching in, expecting a bunt attempt from Fitzgerald. He'll lay off this pitch. It's a strike. 91-mile-an-hour heater outside corner. 1-1 count with the runner at second.
I remember our conversation with Peter Gammons, and I know he said that Todd Helton was the one, or one of many players that go on to have great major league careers that struggled on the Cape.
Never hit a home run on the Cape, and then hit hundreds in the majors.
And I almost feel like Jeff Bagwell would be categorized in that too. However, all the Chatham guys, but Evan Longoria was a Chatham alum, by the way, who had tough times. Same thing with Frazier. And
you mentioned Peter Gammons. It's interesting because Jeff Bagwell was one of the VIPs on that opening day with Peter Gammons.
Maybe it was a collective conscious kind of thing, and that's why I'm linking him here in this trivia question.
Man. 1-1 to Fitzgerald. Swung on, turned foul. A grounder down the third base line, just barely skipping to the left of the bag, and it's a 1-2 count.
Frank Thomas. Now, that's the one that I feel would almost be too easy because he's obviously grouped with Burdick in the prestigious list of players, the only 8 players in Cape League history that have hit 3 home runs in a single ball game. And, of course, the Big Hurt did that back in '88 with Orleans. So it would be logical.
1-2 to Fitzgerald, slapped right field. Robertson tracking, it's down for a base hit, and then takes a bad hop to his left. That will allow the runner to come home and score. Scampering home, Danny DiGiorgio, and a double for Tyler Fitzgerald, who slides in safe, and this ball game knotted up at 1 run apiece.
2 mirror images of the hits now as the Kettleers scored with that 2-out base hit from Zach Bierman back in the bottom of the 5th. Just a little bloop into right field that dropped out at the last second. And there, Tyler Fitzgerald kind of doing the same thing. However, that ball was never going to be caught because it was closer to the right field line. Will Robertson ran out of room. He actually had a little bit of trouble with it afterward, too, which allows Fitzgerald to move up to second. And DiGiorgio coming around to score, so just a couple hits to lead off the inning, and Bourne right back off the mat. Got a 1-1 ball game. Going to need some stellar defense here.
And now Jerry Weinstein will come out. Cotuit pitching and catching coach. He'll chat with Seth Schumann. Now, Schumann's longest outing of the season, it's tied at 5 innings. He did that at Falmouth and at Hyannis. If he gets an out in this inning, it'll be 5 1/3 and be his longest outing of the season. He's been stellar today, just the 1 run on 5 hits, and now Weinstein will try and settle his man down. Let's circle back to this trivia.
I feel like knowing how you craft these questions, that Frank Thomas, you would be able to say, no, it was D, Frank Thomas. Of course, he was with Peyton Burdick in the group that hit 3 home runs in 1 game. Only 8 players to do it. Also, Schneider and Rodriguez.
Chris Dominguez.
Or Dominguez,
too,
yeah. Oh, this is tough. These are all, you could make a really good case for either of these 4 choices.
To recap, it's Carlton Fisk out of Orleans, Jeff Bagwell Chatham, Jeff Kent Cotuit, and Frank Thomas in Orleans. Now Anthony Prado, no one out, a runner at second. Here's Schumann's offering, and it's a good fastball in there for strike 1. A new ball game now, 1-1 between Bourne and Cotuit here in the 6th. No one out after the RBI double from Tyler Fitzgerald to plate Danny DiGiorgio. And now Schumann's got to get an out with Prado, the Yukon Husky, at the dish. 0-1 count. Shu looks back at second. He'll pitch out of the stretch. Now here's the pitch, and it's tailed off foul. 0-2 the count.
Legend. That's the word choice I'm now looking at in the question. Which other Cape Cod legend turned MLB legend is on this list?
Legend.
All right, I know who I'm going to select.
First, the 0-2 from Schumann. Prado awaiting, low stance, the pitch, sliced foul. All right, hit me.
With the pick, I am going to select A, Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk.
Carlton Fisk, the pick. We will cement that in, and you at home can head over to Twitter at Cotuit Kettleers. Give us your answer. Bottom of the 7th after the stretch. We'll give you the answer right here on the broadcast. 0-2 the count, runner at second, and Shu steps off.
It's a big spot for the Kettleers. Still nobody out in this inning. And you got the heart of the Bourne order at the plate.
No balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Tyler Fitzgerald, hands on his knees, the lead at second. Schumann a deep breath. Fitzgerald takes the lead. Now the 0-2 swung on and hammered into left, but right under Peyton Burdick, who takes it for an important out number 1. Hard hit ball from Prado, but 1 away for Seth Schumann now. So why Carlton Fisk? I'm curious. I feel like you gave a lot of reasons and then you just kind of went for it.
You know, I think he's, other than Frank Thomas, I think Thomas is smoke, and I think he's the most legendary on the list of the 3.
So you're focusing on that word, legend.
Yes.
Okay. Which
Legend.
other Cape Cod legend turned MLB legend joins Burdick on the list of players to hit a home run in their first Cape League at-bat? Sam going with A, Carlton Fisk. Give us your vote on Twitter. Now Triolo mashes one. High and far, deep center field. Ellis tracking, and it's off the wall. Extra bases for Triolo. Now wheeling around third, headed for home is Fitzgerald. Triolo slides into third with an RBI triple, putting Bourne on top 2-1. The Braves stringing together extra base hits, and they've taken the lead for the first time this evening.
Wow, how about it? Jared Triolo blasted that thing to center field. Tough play for Duke Ellis, who's one of the best defenders on this Cotuit team, especially in that center field position. Got on his horse, but just wasn't able to track the ball down. And nothing that he could do about it, just off the wall. A very good hit from Triolo. And how about Bourne coming back with 2 runs in this inning? A few extra base hits, as you said, Sam, and that'll be it for Seth Schumann.
Jerry Weinstein takes the ball from Shu, his longest outing of the season, 5 1/3. He gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, walked 1, and struck out 4, and it'll be a pitching change for the Kettleers. We'll have that for you on the other side with the score Bourne 2, Cotuit 1, here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
I mean, I guess.
Back at it here at Lowell Park for the 6th inning, and a pitching change for Cotuit. Seth Schumann exits. Joey Walsh enters for the 2nd consecutive day. The lefty out of Boston College will pitch for the Kettleers. 6'1", 230 pounds, a rising junior at BC. A local kid from Plymouth, Massachusetts. He's got a 5.40 ERA on the season and a dynamite strikeout to walk ratio. 17 strikeouts, just 2 walks. And he pitched yesterday, giving up 1 earned run at the Brewster Whitecaps. So it's 2-1, Bourne on top, a pair of extra base hits. Danny DiGiorgio leads off the inning with a single. Tyler Fitzgerald brought him home on a double, and then Jared Triolo brought Fitzgerald home on an RBI triple. It's 2-1, and now Spencer Brickhouse at the plate. He takes ball 1 high and tight. Big shift applied on Brickhouse as per usual, but this time looks a little different with all infielders playing in. With the runner at third, they're ready to pounce. All on the edge of the infield grass. 1-0, swing and a miss, strike 1 for Spencer Brickhouse, the big lefty out of Eastern Carolina. Came into this ball game just 3 for his last 20, but one of the most prolific sluggers on the Cape with 24 RBIs, tied for 2nd on the Cape. And now the ball gets past Garrett Woolforth. A wild pitch will plate the runner from third as Triolo trots home to score. And now a 3-run inning for Bourne. They lead it 3-1.
Tough mistake for the Kettleers there. 2-run game, and this sort of ball game is a lot to climb and a lot to overcome. And Bourne has sort of poured it on here in this inning with 3 runs already home and just 1 out. This is a big spot for Joey Walsh to come on and get the last 2 outs of this inning and try and turn it back over to the bats.
Here's the 2-1 to Brickhouse. High and tight, ball 3. So the Kettleers up 1-0 heading into this inning, but then a 3-run inning for Bourne. And that latest Kettleer mistake, the wild pitch getting past Woolforth, plating the 3rd run. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Brickhouse turns it back foul, full count. Coming into this frame, 28 of the last 32 innings for Bourne had been scoreless. Half innings, that is. Yesterday, just a 2-1 win in 11 innings over Hyannis, so most of the games scoreless as the 3-2 skips in the dirt past Woolforth. That'll be a walk for Brickhouse, who's charging down to first, maybe ready to go to second, but Woolforth gets a hold of the ball to hold the runner. Now a runner at first with 1 out for Jake Gorella. So as I was saying, those half innings, 28 of the last 32 half innings coming into this frame between yesterday and the first half of this ball game were scoreless for Bourne. They scored 1 run in the 7th, an RBI single from this guy, Jake Gorella. And then a run in the bottom of the 11th as Gorella walked it off, accounting for both runs, and now he chops 1 to the left side. Could be 2. Smith turns to second for 1. Relay to first for 2. Around the horn, double play for the Kettleers to get out of the jam. But Bourne strikes for 3 runs on a double and a triple. And the Bravos lead it 3-1 as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Kettleer baseball continues here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network right after this. Kettleers need to have a hit. They're down 3-1 as we march to the bottom of the 6th. Thanks for joining us here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. And a brand new ball game, scoreless for the first 4.5 frames. Ketts scored a run on a Zach Bierman RBI double in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th, 3 Bourne Braves runs on 3 hits. An RBI double, RBI triple from Tyler Fitzgerald and Jared Triolo. And then the last run coming in on a wild pitch, which is something that had been trouble for the Kettleers, but on this 4-game win streak, they've been much cleaner in that regard. As Michael Tolia steps in and takes ball 1 from Justin Lasko, the hard-throwing righty out of UMass Amherst, back on for his 6th inning of work. And nearly a clean bill, just 1 run on 4 hits so far for the Ketts as ball 2 comes into Tolia. And seems like now might be time to chase this guy out of the game because he's buzzing.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get him out of this game soon. Get a couple of base runners on, a couple of good guys to do it with Tolia and Ellis due up.
2-0 to Big Mike. Fastball in there for strike 1. So the wild pitch scoring a run, and Mike Roberts had been preaching clean defense. It doesn't go down as an error. But we haven't even had that over this 4-game win streak as Tolia grounds 1 foul just past first base coach Brady North, who makes a little swipe at it. 2-2 the count. No one on, no one out for the Ketts. Some dark clouds overhead. It's been an erratic weather day. Started out warm enough, then rain pouring just about an hour before first pitch. Sunny for most of this one, but now the clouds starting to creep back in. Still dry enough for baseball. 2-2 count. Lasko against Tolia. And Justin Lasko kicks and fires and delivers outside on the corner for strike 3. Tolia doesn't like it, but Lasko rings him up, and there's 1 out in the 6th. Now Duke Ellis at the plate. Ellis, the outfielder out of Texas. 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 4th. To extend his on-base streak to 17 games. And now here's the first pitch to Duke, and he hammers it into right center field, and it drops for a base hit. Duke Ellis wheeling around first. He'll hang there with a one-out single. And with that, we'd also like to extend our sincerest congratulations to Duke's sister Aubrey and Joseph on their recent engagement. So congratulations from all of us at the Kettleers to Aubrey and Joseph. And now Aubrey's brother Duke aboard at first with the base hit. Corey Wood coming up.
Big chance for the Kettleers here. You don't want to let this one slip away. Get the starter out of the game in Lasco. Sooner or later, it's going to be the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, and that's going to get even tougher.
Lasco checks on Ellis. Throw to first, but Ellis back. Corey Wood at the plate now. Ground out and a walk to his name today. So how about Duke Ellis with 2 hits, 17-game on-base streak. He started 18 games this season, and he's gotten on base in each of those. 0-1 the count to Corey Wood now as strike one comes in.
It's pretty crazy. 18 starts. He's reached base at least one time in all those starts. That he didn't reach base. He first arrived with the
Ellis off and running, and now he's in a first, tries to dodge brick.
Tough. Yeah, for the Kettleers, the base is empty.
Top of Cotuit, 2 outs in the 6th. And remember, they're 13-4-2 on the season when they hit a home run. Windup and delivery, fast read it for out number 3, but a response from the Kettleers. Solo home run from Corey Wood cuts the lead to Bourne 3, Cotuit 2. We'll be back with the 7th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
See ya.
Did you say see ya?
I said see ya.
I didn't even catch it. I was so stunned.
I see ya.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's
Not a lot of stolen bases and not a lot of bunts. Instead, letting the players go out there, do their thing, and just play baseball. This kind of goes to show on exactly what not doing in this game can end up meaning more going forward into the future. Back to you guys.
Mason. That's Mason Horodisky, 3rd member of our crew, and thank you so much. First base occupied now by Lyle Lynn as he reaches on a single that was a hard ground ball through on the left side. So Lynn on with his first hit of the ball game. It's Bourne 3, and Mason definitely makes a good point.